Hey guys, before we get into today's episode, I have a special announcement. Bum, 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 bum. My first round of merch is releasing on Monday, November 30th, just in time for holiday. But before it launches, I am hosting a giveaway. One lucky listener will receive 2 pieces of merch plus another special gift. How do you enter the giveaway, you ask? It's simple. Step 1, rate 5 stars down below. Nothing less than 5 stars. Let Apple know that I am popping, and also leave a review. In your review, please make sure to either leave your Instagram or Twitter name so that I know who you are. Step 2, head on over to my Instagrams, either _StephyKiss, STEPHYKISS, or Do I Look Fat Pod. The links will be down in the description just to make it easier for you as usual, and tag 2 friends who you think will enjoy the podcast. Step 3, share that post to your social media, whether it's Instagram or Twitter, and just tag me in it. I am so excited for this to drop. You guys have no idea. I have been working on it like crazy, and I hope you guys like it. Okay, let's get on with the show. Hey guys, welcome to Kiss and Tell Tuesdays. I have with me the founder of Bagels and Brussels. If you heard last week's episode, if you haven't, check it out now. I have the amazing Naihomy, and she drops all the gems about healthy substitutions when it comes to Thanksgiving and holiday meals, as well as tips to help out the mamas out there when it comes to feeding the kids, virtual learning, snacks for you, just how to just get it all the way together so that we're making the appropriate choices. Hey Naihomy, how are you?
Hi, I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. So since it's Tuesday right before Thanksgiving, I wanted to talk
Mhm.
about our favorite Thanksgiving memories. What would be your favorite thing about Thanksgiving?
So, it's always the food. I've always been a foodie, and I have just been enlightened about this, like in the last few years. But I just loved getting to eat either new things or favorite foods of mine that we don't usually make because they take a lot of work. But since
Mhm.
it's a special occasion, then we did. And I got to eat stuffing for the first time at a friend's house.
Mm.
And I fell in love with that because that's something we normally didn't do. Um, I loved dipping my tostones in the gravy, and that's like a meal I love to have. And it's not often you have gravy around, so it's a
Right.
perfect time to make tostones. And what else? I don't know. I just love just sitting there and eating.
So when it comes to Thanksgiving and the holiday season, what does your Thanksgiving spread look like? Like a traditional Thanksgiving spread. Let's not only talk about the health conscious stuff, but like the good stuff too.
No, everything. So it usually consisted of, so my mom would normally host it, and she would be like a la carte. So she would call me and she's like, "What do you want?" And she'll call my brother and be like, "What do you want?" Um, so
Moms are the real MVPs, by the
I
way.
know, I know. She's like, "I'm not gonna make stuff that none of you are gonna eat. So what do you want to eat?" So it would be like a turkey
Hmm.
and a pernil, because it's not really a holiday in a Hispanic family without a pernil.
Very true.
And what else? There'll be arroz con gandules, of course,
Mm.
ensalada de papa, and some sort of pastelón. So
Mm.
either one time I made it and I made it with potatoes. It was kind of like well, no, it was like a mashed potato with creamed corn inside.
Ooh.
Yes, so good. And if not, like the traditional one made with sweet plantains, the gravy, a salad, tostones, because that was my a la carte item.
Tostones.
Tostones and arepitas. You
Ooh.
know what those are with the yuca?
So for anyone who doesn't know, what's the English word for yuca?
Cassava, I think.
Cassava, yes,
Yeah.
cassava. So it's mashed cassava, right?
I think it looks mashed, but it's finely grated. And then when
Mm,
you cook it, it like gets gooey, which is so good. And then they season it. So it's like cassava fritters almost.
yes, and
Yeah,
then
that's exactly what it is. Yeah.
you stuff it with, what do you guys stuff it with?
So this my mom would just season with
Okay.
like she would season them so they would be flat. With like
Oh.
garlic and onions and
I'm
a
thinking
bunch
of
of
something
spices.
else. You're right. Arepas are
Are you thinking
arepitas
about
are
something like kipe?
yes, I was thinking of quipes where
Yeah.
you stuff it with like a meat or something like
Yes.
that.
I love those too.
They're all just so delicious. And it's like when Thanksgiving comes around, this is the time when you get to eat like all of these traditional
Things.
foods because
Yeah.
we don't make that on a daily basis. At least my mom didn't.
Oh, and the
Whenever
dessert. Sorry.
oh, does it no, go ahead. What do you like for dessert? Cuz I'm not a dessert talker, so
I know you're not a dessert. But
this is
no,
all you.
like okay, so pumpkin flan, this is where we and then like sweet potato pie, which
Mhm.
I've made before. Um and come to my page, I made a dairy-free uh pumpkin flan.
Ooh.
So yeah, that came out really good. So yeah, the desserts too, because normally you don't really make desserts for
Mm-mm.
every dinner. So this is the time where you get to indulge in those things too.
Yeah. And even just the regular foods like I me and my sister so we grew up it was me my sister and my mom, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she would always ask us like for special occasions whether it was birthdays or holidays or whatever she would ask us too like what do you want to eat because
Mm-hmm.
honestly it's true they don't want to make anything that we're not going to eat.
Exactly.
So, we would call it party food because this is what you ate when you went to parties. So it was
Exactly.
like it was like arroz con gandules, which is rice and pigeon peas,
Mm-hmm.
pernil, which
Mm-hmm.
is pork
The
shoulder.
pork shoulder, a roasted
Yes,
pork shoulder.
roasted pork shoulder. And then it would be potato salad, pasta
Mm-hmm.
salad, tostones,
Mm-hmm.
pastelitos, which is like empanadas. What else would she make? Oh my goodness. Well, those were like the main
The
staples.
main ones.
Oh, and then okay, so you said you just had stuffing for the first time. My this is bad, but my favorite stuffing is actually stovetop stuffing. I
Really?
love stovetop stuffing. Like you have no idea. I cannot wait until Thanksgiving comes around so I can buy like a couple of boxes and I'll make them like throughout the winter cuz it's just so good and it's so easy. Um, but my favorite Thanksgiving memory, and this is kind of cute. I actually I hosted my first Friendsgiving in my first apartment. This was back in 2008. And it was about 20 people were coming over, me and my boyfriend at the time. It was our first place. And, we were
Mm-hmm.
having a big Friendsgiving, we were like the first couple with like an apartment and all that stuff, right? And the day before Friendsgiving, I found out I was pregnant. Yeah, so that will always be my favorite, like,
Oh.
thankful moment because I was just so happy, but I couldn't tell anybody, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
nobody could know for like 3 months or
Right,
whatever.
right.
So everyone, we were young. How old was I? I was 23. So,
Mm-hmm.
23, you're having a Friendsgiving. What's everybody gonna do? Drink.
Drink.
So I remember I had to like fake take a shot of water while everyone was
Mm.
taking Patron. So like my boyfriend, my son's father, he was passing everybody like shot glasses with the Patron and he like fake poured me a one with like water in it. And like
Aw.
we had to do the toast and it was just so funny. But that will always be like my favorite memory. And I mean, yeah, but food too. I mean, when you
Yeah.
think about Thanksgiving, you just think about family.
I actually just thought of one that would never, this will always be a story. And it was my youngest son, who's 4 now. But at the time, he was about 6 months, I believe,
Mhm.
around there. And he was sitting on the table, and his cousin, who was older, was sitting next to him. And his cousin had the big turkey leg on his plate.
Mhm.
And all of a sudden, my son, who's 6 months, grabs the entire turkey leg off his plate
No.
and stuffs it and starts eating it. And they tried to take this away from him, and he was going to beat someone with the leg because he didn't want anybody to take it away. And when we finally did and gave it back to his cousin, he grabbed it again. And it was
Oh
just really funny
no.
because He's like 6 months old and he
Right.
grabbed the entire leg to eat it. And we have a bunch of pictures of him doing that. So that was a lot of fun and
The turkey
funny.
leg was as big as him. Like, how did he even have the
Exactly.
strength to pick it
You
up?
couldn't, in the pictures, you can't really see his face because there's a turkey leg in front of him. Yeah.
Why are kids so fascinated with the turkey? Like, I feel like I
Uh-huh.
always growing up, and I'm not a big turkey eater now.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, this year I'm going to my mom's house. Well, I always go to my mom's house for Thanksgiving. I don't know what I'm talking about. Which to divert from that, I saw a meme the other day, and it's like I make turkey the traditional way. I let my mom do it. Like, you got this, mom. I'm not
Exactly.
ready to take that crown yet. Like, you
Mm-hmm.
let me know when you want to, retire, but she's not ready to retire from making Thanksgiving meals anyway. So it's all good. But, where was I going with this?
You're going to your mom's
Oh,
for
I'm going
Thanksgiving
to my
this year.
mom's for
Yeah.
Thanksgiving, and she's not even making a turkey this
What
year.
is she doing? A chicken?
She's doing a turkey breast for her husband.
Oh.
And she's making a pernil and she's making a ham. She makes a vegetarian lasagna because my sister's vegetarian. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what we've like incorporated for her. And then we have like potato salad, pasta salad, the rice, pasteles. I cannot
Those
wait.
are amazing.
That is my
I paid
favorite
good money for
part.
pasteles.
My mom makes them.
Ah,
She literally takes like the weekend before Thanksgiving, her and her husband, and
mhm.
they sit on their dining room table with their big metal bowl
Yes.
full of fucking plátanos, and it's all mashed and whatever. Well, she
Mhm.
does it in the food processor now because she's fancy.
Good.
So
That's a lot of work.
but they sit there and they wrap them up in the paper with the leaves and all of that,
Mhm.
girl. And I'm just like, I can't wait. And she gives me and she makes vegetarian ones for my
Uh-huh.
sister and she makes the meat ones for me. And she gives us like a pound of them each. And that's what we eat for like
So
the next
good.
month.
Yeah. When I was pregnant, I loved them. And there was this like, the lady, the pastel lady.
The
There's
lady.
always a new one every year. I was pregnant and that's all I wanted. And I think I don't know how many pasteles I bought. And every night I would boil one for
Oh my
myself.
God.
And it was so good.
So what do you put on the pastele? Do you put anything on it?
I do. Just I do like it with ketchup and hot
You
sauce.
have to put ketchup and hot sauce. I don't care what anybody says.
They're so
Pasteles were
good
made for the
with
ketchup and the
ketchup and
hot
hot
sauce.
sauce. Yeah.
So delicious. So if anybody who doesn't know, because we're here ranting and raving about pasteles. Pasteles is plátanos that you grind up, right?
Hmm.
You boil them and then you grind them. Girl,
I
I don't know.
think, well, there was one time I made pasteles and they were raw. So
Yes,
you
yes, yes. I'm
like
sorry, you don't
mash
boil
them up
them.
raw. Yeah.
You do mash them up raw, but she puts them in the food processor.
Yes,
And
yes.
then you stuff them with whatever stuffing you have. So like my
Hmm.
mom for my sister, I don't know what she puts in her vegetarian one. Some
Uh-huh.
type of vegetables. I don't know, maybe spinach. I have no idea to be honest. I mean, it tastes good. I've had them before, but like once it's in there, you can't really
You
tell
can't
what the
tell.
vegetables are. So
Uh-huh.
she'll make a vegetable for that and then she'll make one with pernil for me, which is the
Yum.
pork shoulder.
Yeah.
Delicious. And I'm not a fan of olives, but I think a pastel is the only thing I'll eat olives in.
Oh,
It
really?
just
I
gives
still
it a
pick them out.
do you?
Yeah.
I'm not a
I love
fan.
olives by themselves. I don't like them in my food.
Get out. See, I'm the
Yeah.
exact, well, I wouldn't say the exact opposite, but I only like them in the pasteles. Like I don't mind
Ah,
it. I feel like it all just goes together that if I get a
together.
bite of it, it doesn't
Hmm.
like it's okay. Um, but yes, pasteles are delicious and I cannot wait. And if she doesn't make pasteles, I'm gonna be very upset. Matter of fact, I should text her today, like,
You should be like, make sure this is on the menu.
because we will be mad. I mean, well, she'll listen to the episode, but it comes out Tuesday. Today's Tuesday. Thanksgiving is in 2 days. So, mom, if you didn't make them yet, there's going to be a problem. Call the lady.
The lady.
There's always a lady who makes the pasteles. And she probably works in like a church
I
or like she
know.
goes to church every Sunday and she brings them to the church.
Listen, I don't care. It's like my first question, is it good? It's always some random building, whatever. And that year, like my husband had to go get them because I was pregnant. And I'm like, that's all I want to eat.
Oh man, good times, good times. All right, girl. So that was fun. I
That
love
was
having
fun.
these little chit chats, getting to know my guests a little bit more, a little deeper dive. Tell my listeners where they can find you.
You can find me everything at Bagels and Brussels. So at Bagels and Brussels on Instagram, Bagels
Mm.
and Brussels at Gmail, and my website is bagelsandbrussels.com. You can send me a message any which way you like.
Yes, she's amazing. She's a sweetheart, and she'll answer your questions and give you all types of gems that you need to live a healthier lifestyle for sure.
For
Um,
sure.
don't forget to tune in this Friday for a new episode of the Do I Look Fat podcast. You can catch me on Instagram _STEPHYKISS and Do I Look Fat Pod, exactly how it sounds. Thank you for tuning in to another episode. I wouldn't call this an episode, another installment of Kiss and Tell. Take care, guys. Bye.
Bye.